Hi everyone, this is a pick a card reading for the rest of 2020. So we've got these three wonderful groups, group 1, group 2 and group 3. You can tell by the 1, the 2 and the 3 on the dice, and yeah, go ahead, choose whichever one you're most drawn to. This is going to be for the rest of 2020, so we're looking at August, September, October, November and December of 2020, but I'm going to do it as a whole. And the reason why I'm going to do that is mainly because usually on my channel I'll do the monthly readings, which come just a little bit before and during the month. So you can always check out my channel for more information in that sense, but I kind of wanted to do like a longer-ish reading, pick a card reading, which covers those months as well, but all in one spread. And when I do the spread, I'll go through certain messages that could be tied to certain months, so that could be helpful as well. Alright, so yeah, take your pick. Both of these two decks are exactly the same, apart from the numbers, and yeah, timestamps will be in the description box below. You can go down there, click on it, and then you can view your reading. And yes, so that is that. Also, I do want to mention as well, if you'd like to win a free reading with me, do check out the description box below. If you'd like to purchase a private reading, information will be in the description box below. They're done within 24 to 48 hours. My intention bracelets and items are on my Etsy store, so I'm actually wearing a strength bracelet. I'm wearing a finance and wealth bracelet in the middle, and then also a good luck bracelet. These are meditated with, they're sage, they're there to remove obstacles and challenges from different areas of your life. And there's also other items on there like intention cards, which are hand embroidered, which you can put under your pillow, in your wallet or your purse. There's also necklaces, crystals, and just a whole bunch of other stuff. And also everything, is cleansed, meditated with, there to remove obstacles and challenges from different areas of your life. And international shipping, the review section is on there if anyone wants to check out the reviews to see how other people are using the items or how they felt about them. And yes, that is pretty much that. So I'm just going to put my glasses on. Also, my Instagrams are down below if anyone is wanting to follow me on there. I don't really post much on my private one anymore. But, a lot of people are curious as to what I look like. That is your place to find out. Instagram. So there's also a Moonlight Guidance one as well, which is super fun. I'm actually posting way more on there. I really enjoy it. Anyways, so let's see. Okay, rest of 2020, we are covering from August to December. Group number 1 first. Okay, so let me just move these to the side. These are so cute. So, so cute. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, so group number 1, let's have a look and see what's coming through for August, September, October, November, December, basically from now to the end of the year. Now, whenever you're watching this reading, it can still apply, and some of the things could have already happened. So, it really does depend when you're watching this, and we're going to try and go as in-depth as I can. There will be certain messages that are tied to certain months, which I can also give information on, and we'll see what the spirit guides are also suggesting and saying as well. I believe this is the Gilded Tarot Royale deck. I probably said that wrong, but I'll find out, and I'll leave it in the description box below, because so many people are always interested in the cards that I use. So let's begin. Let's start with a 12 card spread, okay, and see what messages we have. So 2020 has been a year, right, so far, and it has been eye-opening. It has been full of change. It has been full of movements and really just allowing us to try and find our feet in situations that we may not have been in, which I think is quite interesting because it's definitely a powerful year, and a lot of the lessons from 2020 will continue for a long time, in the sense that all of the lessons you've learnt, you'll be able to use them in other areas of your life as well as you continue the years, right? So it's quite a powerful and potent year in that sense. It's really putting things into order and putting things into place. Let's see what the first card is. 6 of Wands, there you go. It's literally putting things into place, right? Now, for the rest of the months, so we're specifically looking at 6 months here, aren't we? Well, actually 5 months. this really does go to show that there is some form of victory, there's some form of celebration that's coming up in the rest of the months. And it could be multiple months, but it could also be one or two, in the sense that it could be, how do I say this? It's almost like, you know, there could be multiple birthdays, or there could be a really big event or a big celebration. It could be one thing, or it could be many different celebrations and things, but you'll be able to enjoy yourself. There's this element of travel as well. There's definitely something big that's coming up which is worth celebrating, and it just seems like so much fun. It's very exciting, it's very fulfilling, and it's definitely something you're going to enjoy. This is about victory and success. It's also potential and progress, so there could be also a lot of career development over these months as well, which is really very, very beautiful. Okay, so now we go to your next card. Let's see. I feel like this is also about being at one with yourself. Oh, it's so interesting, isn't it? You got the one there. Yeah, being at one with yourself and trying to enjoy as much as you can these next 5 months. Mainly because, as well, and the rest of the year, because I feel as though everything that's happened this year has, especially with the pandemic, and there's so many other things that have happened, right? It's not just that, but there's just been so many other things, is that you're going to be realizing very much so to yourself that, you know what, I'm going to enjoy every little moment that I do have where I can celebrate or enjoy, and I'm not going to take it for granted. There's that sense of gratitude that I feel you're going to feel, and so you're never going to take a moment really for granted to that level that you may have done before. All right, you may have done before. So I think that it's actually very, very beautiful in that sense, where I think you're going to be appreciating those moments tenfold more than maybe before. That rhymed. I should be a poet. Not really, but okay, let's see. You know, the cards are really not coming out very fast. It's like the spirit guides want you to just look at that Six of Wands. Okay, another card. We've got the Death card. Ooh, there's something definitely very, very strong around October time that's happening, because also of the Pluto retrograde. Now, there's a few things I need to mention with this Death card. It's showing a very strong time frame. Something major in October. Now, October obviously is when Scorpio season is as well. You've got Libra season, and then towards the end of October, you've got Scorpio season. Death is ruled by Scorpio. But the interesting thing here is that the home sign of the sign that Scorpio is attached to planet-wise is Pluto. And the Pluto retrograde ends on October the 4th, which isn't really in Scorpio season, but there's just that really strong energy that is tying everything together. And with Pluto and Scorpio being tied together, both of them are to do with transformation. So to me, what I'm seeing here is a huge transformation, a huge change. There's definitely something big in October that is going to happen. So, I mean, if you wanted to keep that written down, you can, but you know, we'll have a look at as to what kind of big change this is, because I think that's pretty fascinating. Death is not always a bad card, but just keep in mind we do have the Death card, although don't be scared. I really don't recommend being scared in that sense, because again, I feel like you're going to try and live every moment to its fullest, and we'll see what other cards come through. I don't necessarily get a bad vibe from this Death card, in all honesty, so I'm quite relaxed about it, which, you know, is the thing. Sometimes I look at cards and I go, oh no, oh my gosh, okay, thanks for that, tarot. But this one, I feel quite relaxed just because it is sitting next to the Six of Wands. There's definitely something huge in October. All right. Emperor with the Hierophant. Oh my god, did you guys see that? So these cards are quite slippery, and the card off the top just slid by itself because I was talking about these two cards. Let's take it. Oh my god, it's a Strength card. Wow. That can't be a coincidence. It literally just slid off the top. Yeah, I'm not worried about this Death card so much. This is a good transformation, and you've got 3 major arcanas that follow. So to me, okay, let's do this. Oh no, I'm ruining the spread already. to me, what I see here is actually very, very progressive. It's very, very powerful, and I think it's actually really great. So the Emperor here shows you taking action. Your passions are going to be ignited, your dreams. This can also be passion ignited in terms of love, which I think is really interesting that I keep saying reignited. Now, this can mean reconciliation with someone. This can mean that if you're with someone and you're not really 100% sure of them, or if you're like, I'm not really sure if you're the person for me, something can be reignited, right? Even oh, sorry, that's not the Magician. Did I say that was the Magician? It's the Emperor. It's still fire energy, but yeah, that's not the Magician. But it's the Emperor, and the Emperor here is about, you know, that spark really just whoosh, like, you know, when you put like a match on something, it just well, it doesn't just go like that. It depends what it is, obviously, that you put it on, but it's that energy of just, you know, the spark just igniting, which is great, and it could also reignite, which means there is potential for a reconciliation here on the cards. The Hierophant is quite interesting, and also reconciliation in terms of friendships as well, and also hobbies. Like, there might have been some hobbies that maybe you just really haven't dabbled into, or things that you haven't done for a while, but you may have really loved doing them previously. I feel like you might dabble back into those kinds of things. Yeah. It's actually quite nice. I'm not going to lie, it's quite nice, because you'll think to yourself, wow, you know, I really enjoyed doing this. So there's that reignition that is coming through. Some of you might even buy a new car, actually, because when I said reignition, I just thought of a car. I feel like it's important for me to mention, because sometimes when I mention certain phrases, a lot of you in the comment section are like, no, that really does make sense. Or you're like, yes, that really does make sense to my situation, because, you know, I just did this, and that was, you know, what you just said. So some of you could buy a car, not all of you though, but, you know, it's something that is coming through. There's also like reigniting relationships with certain family members is coming through too. If you're single, then there is this real strong energy that is coming through where you might have a lot of strength to, you know, go out there, meet new people and try and form new bonds and connections and friendships as well. So I think that's quite interesting. I feel like towards the end of 2020, the dating scene is going to rise a lot more than what it has been, obviously, with the whole pandemic and everything else that's been going on. So the dating scene will rise up again, and this is, you know, a huge opportunity for those of you that are single. If you want to be going into the dating scene where you can have a little bit more luck as well. Hierophant is also really great because the Hierophant here shows stability. This isn't just in regards to love, like, oh, commitment, stability, security, like it is there, but also it is showing secure elements in terms of your life, like your life at home, which is also your home, which is also your career as well, which helps. So your career can also be super stable. You may get a financial increase or at least some form of abundance. For those of you that are in education, you may find that, you know, everything is kind of happening quite in order. So it's just allowing you to do everything the way it needs to be done, if that makes sense, and it's just working out fine. So to me, I feel like this is also about learning and tradition and order, and a lot of people who have not been able to sit exams and things like that, you will very much so. I feel like that's going to happen in the rest of the year. So it's quite interesting actually how that's happening. So yeah, especially here in the UK, a lot of students were not able to take things like GCSEs and A-levels, and I have a feeling they will most likely do that towards the end of the year. But essentially this is about things being much more structured and much more organised towards the end of the year than they have been at the beginning of the year. There's also big developments in terms of medicine, and also just a lot of like discoveries that I'm seeing being made towards the end of December as well. Like there could also be some really interesting inventions and things like that that are coming through. So that's quite interesting. I definitely think that's quite intriguing as well. The other thing that came into my mind is clothing. Like I definitely feel that people are going to be a little bit more mindful of like how much they buy, and just in general as well, like how much we do consume, because I feel like that's also something that a lot of people are going to be quite mindful of. You know, things that are not necessities. That's what I'm talking about. Wow, okay. I feel like I was just going like full on channel mode. I was like, whoa, okay. The rest of 2020, lots of strength, right? Lots of strength. And August is a big month for that because August is also Leo season, so you're going to be channeling a lot of the strength starting really actually from July, to be honest, which is interesting because this video is going to be posted in July, but of course it continues on, right? Continues into August, Leo season, but then the strength actually continues all the way through. And I feel actually you've had strength for majority of this year anyways, and pretty much all of this year. You are a very strong person, but you're only just going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. So believe in you, believe in yourself. It's all good. Oh, it is all good. Hakuna Matata. It means no worries. You know, I used to live in Kenya, and I never really heard anyone say Hakuna Matata. I mean, you know, I used to speak Swahili when I was little. I've forgotten it completely. But honestly, it wasn't until Lion King, which, by the way, I only properly watched it. I watched it when I was younger, but I only properly watched it when it came out. Was it last year or the year before? Wow, look at me, I can't even remember. So I was like, oh, okay. Hakuna Matata. Right, Strength, 9 of Cups, 5 of Wands, 5 of Cups. See, 5s in tarot indicate change, right? You've also got the 5 to the 6 of Wands. So whatever you've been really struggling with over the last, well, it could even be years, right? The last few years, it could be, for some people, maybe you've been thinking, I've been struggling my whole life, Moonlight. Or maybe you've been thinking, you know, 2020 was difficult. Like 2020 was supposed to be my standout year. What happened? So essentially, this is your worries, this is your sadness that can be overcome, right? You might be thinking, you know what, this year has been awful. This year has been awful, but you've lived through it, right? Step by step, and you have grown and really progressed as a human being. And this is all something you'll look back at and you'll think, wow, you know what, I was able to get through that, hence I can get through anything. There's just this underlying strength that you do have, which is just so powerful. Definitely don't undermine yourself in that sense, because these 5s show that it will change. So over the next 5 months, right, this is going to change. Now you might be saying, yeah, but Moonlight, it shows the 5 of Cups and the 5 of Wands for the next 5 months. Does that mean I'm going to be confused? Does that mean that I'm going to be sad? No, because we saw a transformation. This is your transformation. By the time you get into October, you will realize that things are so much better than what they were before. This is the transformation, right? Because 5s in tarot are about change. This is also about a wish, like wish coming true. There's a lot that you wish for, I feel, in 2020, like the beginning of 2020, where you might have been like, you know what, I just really hope that things are okay. I'm praying for everything, you know, I'm praying for things to be okay. I'm hoping that things will be okay. I'm hoping I can be happy. And oftentimes when we make wishes, they may not come true straight away, or prayers may not be fulfilled straight away, but there's definitely wishes and prayers that you've made in the past which are going to be fulfilled in this period of time. And it's not oftentimes that we realize that, right? Because when we pray, we often think about the current moment, and then when we're in the future and that prayer is sort of granted, we don't tend to think about it so much. But what I see here for August, September, October and November and December and this one and this one and this one, is that you will sort of think to yourself like, wow, you know, I prayed for this to happen, and I prayed for strength, and I prayed for things to get better, and slowly but surely they are. And that's what's happening, is that your wishes are being granted, but they're not happening straight away. They're happening as they would in time, right? So, yeah. Look, the realistic thing here is that everyone has life things going on, right? No day is going to be 100% perfect, where everything is perfect and everything is great and everything is good and life is just, you know, amazing. Like, yes, you will have those points in your time and in your life, but from day to day, things can be challenging. Things can be difficult. You know, there can be little hurdles here and there that we have to deal with. And this is just showing that, you know, from time to time, you may feel like, oh, today's not such a great day, or, oh, I just feel sad for no reason. You may feel like, oh, I don't really like what's going on right now. But then there's that element of things becoming so much better than what they were before, right? So it gets less, and there is that transformation that I'm seeing. You'll be able to see a real result, I feel, in October. 8 of Cups, lots of self-discovery. Again, this is to do with your hobbies, your goals, and your dreams. But also, I feel like you may do a lot more in terms of spirituality and aligning yourself more to spirituality, which is interesting because I totally recommend it, right? I recommend meditation, I recommend yoga, I recommend journaling, I recommend going out in nature and taking a nice walk, or even sitting in nature can really activate the heart chakra. And it can also, nature can connect us actually to many of our other chakras as well. For example, meditation really helps with the third eye. And if you do a chakra meditation, which by the way, there are some amazing guided tutorials on YouTube for chakra meditation. If you just go in the search bar and type in chakra meditation, there's so many and they're amazing, and you can do it for all of your chakras. And doing that also in nature or in the outdoors where you have like birds chirping or it's, nice weather, it's also connecting you to Mother Nature as well. So I just feel like, I know that you're supposed to do meditation in like a place that's a little bit more, quiet, but I feel like hearing birds chirp and hearing nature and the wind, just in the background, like it's a breeze, not like, a hurricane or anything, but like hearing that, it's just really calming to the soul. So that could help some of you as well, especially if you find the thought of being in your room all by yourself and meditating just really daunting. Doing it in nature, it will just make you feel like, there's more, there's always something around you. And also, we always have our spirit guides and our angels around us as well. We're never truly alone. I know that sounds really scary. Please don't be scared by it. It's actually a beautiful blessing, and I think that's very important. Wow, look at this card. How decadent. Decadent? Oh wow, I can't even say the word. Decadent. Basically, just how golden and beautiful and opulent. There we go. I'll use the word opulent since I can't even pronounce the other name. I don't know what's going on with that. How opulent is this card? Knight of Pentacles. I mean, listen, I already said that you are going to get some form of a financial increase in the next 6 months. Sorry, next 5 months. Next 5 months. Even actually 6 months. I am posting this in July. So next half of the year, I really do feel that there can be, again, some form of victory. Now, it's interesting because I mentioned that also with the Six of Wands. So it could be a celebration where you're just really happy with an exam result, or you're happy with a test that you passed, or you're happy with the fact that you got a promotion, or that you got a new job, or that you bought a car, or you bought a home, or you moved, or that it's somebody's wedding or engagement or a birthday, or you're celebrating an anniversary, or just, some form of an event that you're celebrating. But this is also tied with finances, right? So there's definitely something in relation to that. Now, what's really interesting as well is that when we think about things like passing a test or passing an exam, that can also be very much so related to finances, because it can really mean like, oh, I can get this particular job, or maybe I can't get this particular job, or maybe I can do this, I can't do that. So it also presents us with further options, which I think is interesting. But the Knight of Pentacles here shows that there is victory aligned to also your financial aspect. So even though you may not be able to recognize the financial aspect in it straight away, for example, if it's a wedding or something like that, you might be thinking, okay, how am I going to get something back from it? You might be thinking like, how's that connected to finances? I feel like indirectly it is. Yeah, it is. Somehow it is. So, for example, if it's a birthday celebration or it's your birthday, you might be receiving money, right? If you're the one getting married, then you might be also receiving gifts and money and things like that. If you're attending somebody's wedding, you might get a gift back from those people. That's something I'm seeing. Now, obviously, not everybody's weddings do you get money back, but there are certain cultures which do that, where if you are the guest and you do attend, you do get something back. Like, there are certain cultures that do that. So again, just think about it in that way, right? If you are, for example, if you get proposed to, you get, whatever you get, you might get a ring, right? It depends, because male or female, I read energies and tarot, but obviously that would be also an investment piece, right? Or it could be any kind of ring, really, but it has value to it, right? And it's also sentimental at the same time. But you also could get money from your relatives, things like that. So that's what I'm seeing. Some form of celebration that's also tied financially. So if you take an exam, it could be that it determines what kind of job you can have, or what kind of university you can go to then be able to have something. Things like that, it really determines things in terms of your finances, or at least what you can qualify for. Also, the other question someone asked me was, do I need to go, This was like very, very general. It was in the comment section. And obviously, I can only really answer this in a private reading because that's when it connects to a person's specific energy. But someone said, do you have to, they said, do I need to go to university to be successful? Like, do people need to go to university and higher education to be successful? And I think things are really changing nowadays where it's really about experience, for sure, absolutely. I mean, I went to university, but that's because I needed to for the kind of job that I was doing at the time. I feel like somewhere down the line this could help some of you that are actually watching this reading. But I would actually say it really does depend, right? It depends on the kind of job, first of all, because some of them need degrees. And second of all, it depends also on your experience as well, which is quite significant. But these days, it's becoming increasingly hard where people are spending so much money and then they're not getting essentially the kind of job that they could be wanting because either the demand is very high or there are other reasons. So it really does depend. I mean, I wouldn't say that's a complete yes, and I don't see that it's a complete yes, and I don't see that as a complete no. So that's just that. Could help some of you. As I'm shuffling these cards, you never know. I feel like I'm just waiting for these cards to come out. Okay, so I've shuffled enough. I really have. So I'm going to cut the deck now. The Devil with Temperance. Okay, these two cards definitely go together, hand in hand. Devil is about like toxic thoughts, right? So sometimes we might think, oh, I'm never going to be successful. Oh, nothing is ever going to happen for me. Oh, everything's always happening for other people, but not for me. These are thoughts that are quite toxic and, they can generate quite a bit of karma as well. So just keep your energy towards others quite positive, think that you want the best for others. It's really great actually for your karma to really support other people. Look, even if they don't support you, that's their karma, right? But to support other people, to keep your thoughts as high vibration as you can is actually really great for your personal karma. It's just something really amazing actually for me to mention because it shows here with Temperance that you're supported by your angels and your guides. They're always lifting out challenges and obstacles from your life, so always know that they are there for your highest good and your greatest benefit. They are there for that. So you can pray to your angels and your guides slowly but surely over the next 5 months. Things are becoming much more progressive, much better. Things are balancing out. You've got that fire and sort of water energy that you see there. Even though Temperance is ruled by Sagittarius, Temperance is such a calm, beautiful card. It is a card also about just really processing thoughts and emotions, feeling peace, feeling happy. And the Devil here also shows that from time to time you may feel really agitated, that perhaps you're not exactly where you want to be at the place you're in, right? So even though the next 5 months are super progressive, you might still think to yourself, this is not exactly where I want to be. But then I feel like then you'll go back into your mind and you'll go through this sort of energy of like trying to evaluate things, and then you'll be like, oh, actually, do you know what? A lot has changed. I'm really grateful. So you're going to be in this state of gratitude where from time to time you might be like, yeah, but the devil might be like talking to you and the angel's on the other shoulder, and the devil and the angel. It's who you feed that essentially wins. I say feed the angel, right? Feed the angel. Your angels are there to help you. Devil versus angel, literally. But, the devil is one of those energies where you might also be really just holding on to certain things that are really not great for you. So the angel will help you to release. And I think that's the beautiful thing is that, tarot helps us in so many avenues of life, but there could be, especially in the next 5 months, something that you're really holding on to that just might be giving you all this energy that is maybe not necessarily what you need at this very point in time, and you've really just outgrown it, and it may be time to let go. So, Devil or Angel? Let me know. Comment section below. Let me know. Group number 1, Devil or Angel? Who are you going to feed those thoughts, right? Who are you going to feed? The Devil or the Angel? I personally would feed the Angel. Because they're always there removing those obstacles and challenges, and they're really feeding you also good karma in return as well. See, karma. You feed them, they feed you, right? That's what happens with the devil. You feed the devil feeds you. Simple. So this is your reading, okay? So so long as, you're really thinking about this sort of toxic energy, you have the ability to really move on from it, to let go of it, and really just be, I feel like you're going to be naturally in a much more positive mindset, but from time to time you might go into this energy. But overall, very, very strong reading just in general, very, very strong. So this is the rest of your 2020, and this is your reading. So if this resonates with you, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Do check out the description box below for information on private paid readings, free reading giveaway, my intention items which are on Etsy, which you can see right here. Everything's in the description box below. And yes, I will hopefully see you very soon. And now I'm going to move on to group number 2. Group number 2. Alright, group number 2. This is your reading with me for the rest of 2020. So we're covering 5 months. We're essentially covering August, September, October, November, and December. But this is going to be an overview of all of those months rather than individual. But there will be certain messages that could be tied to certain months. And also, whenever you're watching this reading can still apply to you, especially if you're like halfway through those months. There could be certain things that have already happened, so it's very, very interesting. And also, closer to each of these months, I will be posting, of course, the readings, the actual in-depth readings for each of the months for each of the zodiacs as well, zodiac signs. So it's very interesting. Do make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already. Let's get to this deck. Now this, I believe, is called the Darkwood Tarot for any of you that are interested. It's a really interesting deck. And you have chosen this one. So let's have a look and see the rest of 2020. What have we got coming through? What messages have I got for you? The Sun. What a beautiful, beautiful card. The Sun. Dun, 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 dun. For those of you that are wondering, like, why are you shuffling so weirdly? My hands are actually very, very small. Like, I can only just reach my thumb over the other side, so that's why I shuffle like this. I know it looks a bit strange. I could shuffle the other way, but it's not the most comfortable thing. But anyways, this is how I've always shuffled. But yeah, just in case you're wondering. So, Ten of Swords has also come through. Okay. Hanged Man. Oh, okay. Right. Well, there's definitely some big changes happening here. 10th month is pretty significant because you've got the Ten of Swords, which I think is important. In the 10th month, we do have a Mercury retrograde in the sign of Scorpio and Libra, which happens on the 14th of October. It starts on the 14th of October, Mercury retrograde, which, you know, 10th month, which the Ten of Swords. Also in the 10th month, we do have, right, the Pluto retrograde, which is ending on the 4th of October. Very big transformative energies. Very, very big. Because you've got air, right? The swords are air, which is communication, Mercury. And then 10th month, you've also got Scorpio season, which is water. Water is tied to Pluto, because the home sign of Pluto is Scorpio. Oh, wow. That's specific, very specific. So 10th month, big transformations. Now, also, interestingly enough, you've got the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is going to be in retrograde for a while. Let's just say a while. I do have a piece of paper here. Let me see if I can find. Neptune goes direct on November the 28th, which again fits the time frames that we're looking at. So from August to majority of November, you're going to be in this really interesting spiritual space where you might be really interested in spirituality and taking care of yourself and being there for yourself and focusing on you and really just awakening and feeling very enlightened. It's a step-by-step process though. That is something I'm seeing. But also people around you might be awakening, right? They might be becoming much more, what's the word? I mean, yes, they can become much more spiritual, but much more understanding of the higher and the divine and the universe. You'll find that people are getting much more interested in spirituality and crystals and law of attraction, you'll just find that it's becoming so much more mainstream. I mean, I will say that it already is very mainstream. Like, you see yoga everywhere. People are talking about Ayurveda. People are talking about healthy eating and doing all these things, and it's going to become even more popular. I know that's such a strange term to say, but it's going to become even more of a focus. And also with the pandemic as well, right? There's been this huge energy that's been placed on like the immune system and certain herbs and spices and things that are really good for us. So a lot of that is also very much so tied in to the whole spiritual aspect of taking care of ourselves, mind, body, and spirit, or mind, body, and soul, which I think is really interesting, and that's going to continue on for a long time. Now, it doesn't mean that when we get to November 28th, which I believe was the date, that everything just ends. Like, that's not what I'm saying at all. But there's definitely this period of time where people are being very, very open to it. Also open to God and faith and their personal beliefs, and that's just an energy that I'm really, really picking up on over these next sort of months. You may also be very interested in tarot or astrology, but you might also find that people around you are also equally just as excited and interested in it as well, which is, again, you may find that you make friends or you're surrounded by people that have very, very similar interests, and you can talk about these things with them, which is quite fascinating. Yeah, it's great actually. Hangman, really, all about spirituality. I mean, you might even get into more kind of meditation things, journaling, yoga, doing things that are very mindful as well. So mindfulness is essentially doing things which really just allow you to focus on that specific thing alone. It's basically a new perspective as well. Wow. Right, so I know I haven't spoken about the sun. I just said, oh, look, the sun, and that was literally all I gave you. Don't worry, I know. Some of you are doing a lot of healing, a lot of healing. This doesn't necessarily mean that someone has ended things with you, okay? It doesn't necessarily mean that, but it does mean healing. Now, this can also be to do with past trauma and past hurt, and I really don't like spiders, and I'm seeing one right there. Okay, sorry, I had to point it out because, yeah, it's not fun. It's that energy of getting tangled in it, right? When a spider creates a web, sometimes it's just this whole tangle, especially for us when we walk through it or something by mistake. It's like, oh, it's like it's one of those things. It's like a trap, So when I see that, I really do see that, especially from the past, that there are certain things that you are holding on to, certain things that just make you feel like, you know what, that was not fun, it was not nice, I'm still holding on to it, I don't know why I'm still holding on to it. It's actually causing you a lot more pain with the Three of Swords. And I do feel like healing and releasing can be such a beautiful thing because you're doing it for yourself. You're doing it for you. And I think that anytime you're doing things like this for yourself, where it could be so beneficial for your health and your happiness, it's so worth it. It honestly is. And maybe you need this telling from me where I'm telling you that it's worth it. Because it totally is. And the spirit guides are really lovingly trying to tell you that maybe it's time to heal and maybe it's time to release what really honestly is not serving you, because you deserve so much better. And trust me, with the sun, there is better coming your way. This sun, I felt like I held on to it because I knew that there was something that's going to come through that's going to relate to it. And you know what? The Hanged Man here is also, could totally be relating to this, where you're taking time for yourself, you're really putting your energy into spirituality and yourself and self-love and confidence. The Ten of Swords can also indicate an ending towards the pain that you have perhaps been feeling, right? So take it this way. October could be very significant in terms of you feeling like, wow, you know what? This is the worst it's going to be, and now it's just going to be better. For those of you that are watching this reading earlier, you might think to yourself, okay, I'm going to start now. And actually, you might be completely clear of this by October, but there's still something about October that's coming through, like big transformation, a big change. I feel like you're going to feel so uplifted, and this is about you healing pain, okay? Really healing pain. I mean, the Three of Swords is also about lessons, right? So again, I feel like this is also something very much so to do with the past as well. Healing pain from the past and, taking it as a lesson and just trying to do your best, the best that you can for you. Yeah, so the sun here is, again, it's also about adventure and travel. So you may be doing some traveling over the next 5 months. Could be great, retreat-wise. It could just make you feel so much better. And again, it doesn't have to be like super long distance travel. could be local. Again, it's very, very beneficial. And again, you know, the Hangman, the home sign of Hangman, the home sign of Hangman, the planet that the Hangman is ruled by is Neptune, right? We know Neptune retrograde is happening, but also the home sign of Neptune is Pisces. Pisces is to do with our intuition, it's to do with spirituality, it's to do with our chakras, it's to do with how we feel, it's also to do with releasing, which again, very interesting indeed. I want to shuffle some more cards out. There you go. So you're putting yourself at the more central focus. The World card is ruled by Saturn. Now Saturn leaves the retrograde. Oh my god, this is crazy. You guys, this is not a joke. So Saturn goes direct on September the 29th at 1:11 a.m. Repeating number as well. Don't know if you can see that right there. 111. That is crazy. That is, well, it's not crazy, but I mean, it is, you know, it is. Out of all the times, 111. We know that ones in tarot are about self and self-focus, and that's why I really feel like the next 5 months are really all about you. It is about you, and I don't feel bad saying that, and you shouldn't feel bad that it is about you, because I feel like you deserve that energy. You deserve to put yourself first, you deserve to take care of yourself, you deserve to do the things that make you feel fulfilled, and that's the thing, is that you're finding balance with these twos, you're finding balance within yourself. The World card, you see those two wands being held out on both sides? That is the balance that you're finding within yourself. You are the one, right? So again, this is so fascinating to me, because the Saturn retrograde is to do with structure, routine, you know, our own personal routines and how we do things and finding the balance in that. And there you are. That's literally what you're doing. You can't make this up. Oh my gosh. This is how I work as a reader. You know, Two of Pentacles is the ultimate when it comes to balance. See, there you go. Those two pentacles held by the tree, these are your roots, this is your foundation, this is things from your past that you're healing, and then you're trying to find that balance. So that's incredible. Again, something about September is really coming through. You have got Virgo season in September, and also the Saturn retrograde, Saturn goes direct also in September as well. So something quite huge. Even though technically, according to the dates, it happens on September the 28th, and by the time you get into, September 29th, that is actually Libra season. But still, we know that Libra is also about balance. So again, you cannot make up this energy. I'm telling you, this all aligns very significantly, very significantly. There's a lot of balance that's going to be coming through in September. By the time you get to October, you'll be like, wow, okay, the pain, finally, it's not bad. Like, that's the kind of energy I'm seeing, a huge transformation within your personal self. And Two of Pentacles also is about balancing lots of different things as well. So when Saturn goes direct, you may feel that you have lots of opportunities, there's a lot of things coming your way. You'll feel like, wow, you know what, taking care of myself, doing healing and releasing is actually bringing so much more to me. It's bringing more abundance, it's bringing more opportunities, right? 7 of Wands. So these are, from time to time, you know, those challenges and those struggles, which you could also very much so feel are, you know, just around you in general. And then it gets better, all right? So I know this is going to sound really not that fun, but it often gets worse before it gets better, but it's totally going to get better. And I know that some of you really just need to hear that. So sevens, of course, so that is, it's showing that, you know, even right now you might feel like, okay, things are not honestly the most perfect. They could definitely be much better, and they will get better, because you'll fight through it. You know, 7 of Wands is you fighting through it. Okay, that's what my parrot said. He goes, okay, probably because I say a lot. And we've got here the Page of Swords. This is about discovery. It's fun, all right? This is fun. This is all about you, okay? This reading is literally all about you. That's just what I'm seeing here. Look at that. We've got the Death card. Now, Death, of course, it just takes me straight to October again, because Death is ruled by Scorpio. You've got Scorpio season, which starts in October. What more can I say, right? And then it very much so relates to that. Also, you've got the Timer as well. So interesting. Something huge in October. Do you know what the really crazy thing is as well? Is that I really like talking about other readings in this, you know, in a reading, But if this reading resonates with you, I think you need to watch the group number 1 reading, because the messages are eerily similar with the cards and the time frames. That's crazy. That is crazy. So if you do have time, I would definitely recommend watching group number 1 as well. I never really say that. I really honestly don't. But I feel like it could be really worth it. And again, group number 1, right? 1 being all about you. Like, it just makes so much sense. So yeah, look, you got the Ace of Wands. That's also 1 there. So Death card here shows major transformation, okay? This shows healing, releasing, death and rebirth of your energy. You're going to feel so much more uplifted. Look, the spark is going to be back, okay, in your energy, the fire and the determination and that energy. You will have it back. I know that sometimes it can feel very overwhelming, right? Okay, 8 of Wands. See, 8 of Wands is about a lot of things coming your way. And I feel like after this energy of October, you're going to have so many opportunities, you're going to have so many things to do. You're going to feel like before, you know, abundance was sort of quite difficult for it to sort of penetrate into your energy, because you probably had a lot of this energy around you that was not perhaps healed, and maybe there wasn't enough releasing. And to be honest, it all happens at a time, right? Well, that is right for us. And then once it is right for us and we do it, we can find ourselves just gaining so many opportunities. And that's the 8 of Wands, a lot of things coming your way, which again is super strong. So I was just shuffling for ages and no cards were really coming out. So I cut the deck and we have the Fool. Look at that, okay? There's going to be a huge transformative energy where you feel confident, where you feel strong, where you feel just like, you know what, this is a fresh chapter, a fresh clean slate. I feel excited. I feel like I am, you know, that kid at heart that just feels happy and confident and radiant and excited and fulfilled. And that is the Fool. The Fool is ruled by Uranus. And that energy is beautiful because, you know, Uranus is in retrograde starting from August, right? And so majority of the year is actually in retrograde, which is pretty, I think, for the whole year, I believe. It's in retrograde in the sign of Taurus. Now, Uranus is actually very rebellious, right? Uranus is disruptive, but when it goes into retrograde, it is very stable. On top of that, it's retrograding in the sign of Taurus. Let's just think about that, okay, the whole year. So, well, obviously from August to the end of the year, but it's actually been in Taurus for the whole year. And that just goes to show that there's so much stability coming your way, there's spontaneous fun, joy and humour coming your way, but in a stable way, not in a disruptive way, because it's one of those planets when it goes into retrograde, it's actually quite beneficial. I know that sounds so strange, but it is beneficial. So any travel plans that you make after August can be, you know, really great, and they can be fun and exciting. And this is really about you really just getting yourself to a place where you feel good, and opportunities are going to come your way. But it's going to happen. You know, healing is not just I'm going to do it this second, I'm going to be healed the next. It's a constant process, but definitely by October, I feel like there's a huge change, a huge shift, and some beautiful energy of happiness. All right, so group number 2, this is your reading. Like I mentioned, a lot of these messages are very similar to group number 1, so if you did have extra time and you wanted to, definitely check out that reading. Totally would recommend it. But yeah, if this resonated with you, or you find there are messages in here that totally make sense, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Do check out the description box below for information on private paid readings, free reading giveaway, and of course my intention items, which are on my Etsy store. And yes, take care everyone. Bye! Okay, I'm going to go now to group number 3. 3, 3, 3, 3. Group number 3, this is your reading for the rest of 2020. So we are looking into August, September, October, November, and December. I'm going to do like an overview, essentially, of these months, and some of the messages that come through will probably resonate to certain months, and I will give you that information as well. Obviously, as we get to each of these months, from month to month, I will be doing in-depth videos on my channel, zodiac sign readings, So you can always check those out as well. But I just wanted to do like an overview of the rest of the year. Whenever you're watching this, you never know, some of these messages could have already happened, because you might be watching this, say for example, in October or November. You might find that some of this has already happened. Or you might be watching this literally as I post it in July, and you might be like, oh, interesting. So yeah, that is what we're going to be doing. I'm just going to leave the die right there. And I'm going to start. So this is the Gilded Edge Royale. Gilded Royale. Oh gosh, can't remember the name. I'll put it in the description box below. It's not a long name, but it's one that I do get confused from time to time. So yeah. So we're looking into the rest of 2020, August, September, October, November and December. Whenever you're watching this, it can still somehow make sense, or at least it can be right for you. Oh my gosh, I'm having like this major moment. There's this film called Chennai Express, and one of the scenes in the film literally looks like this. I'm not even kidding you. You guys, this looks like one of the scenes in the film. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, comment down below and let me know that I'm not going crazy. That is beautiful, because that scene actually was stunning, and it was so beautiful, and it had, what do you call them? Like little lamps, right? That you put it's a lamp, right? And they float them in the water. And I was just thinking of these cups, like, it just really reminds me of that. Wow. They call them divas, but wow. Okay, Ten of Cups. It's just that scene came into my mind, and when I think of it, and I think of this card, I just see peace and happiness, content energy, a lot of happiness, just so much fulfillment. 10th month is huge, okay? And I don't know what it is about every single reading that I've done in this video, but every single one, every single group pointed that the 10th month is huge, absolutely huge. There's something about October. There's something huge about October. I'm calling it, okay? I'm calling it. There's something huge happening in October. This is actually in a good way, okay? Really good way. Ten of Cups here shows emotional fulfillment. It shows happiness. It shows this really beautiful energy of just feeling content and happy, and just whether it's in a family environment or whether it's actually in regards to love, I see here so much fulfillment. And the Queen of Wands here is about you just feeling so strong in your own energy, feeling dominant, feeling like, you know what, I can do what I want, I have inner confidence, I have inner strength, I am successful, I am happy, I am committed to the things that I put myself forward for, which I just think is so beautiful. Especially if you've witnessed a lot of rain so far in this year, that rainbow is literally telling you, like, hey, it's going to turn, well, no, the rain is going to make the rainbow. There we go, right? So all that water energy is going to create the rainbow, that absolutely beautiful energy of fulfillment and progression. Two of Wands. Really, honestly, I just feel like this is stunning. Absolutely stunning. Two of Wands is options, opportunities. It's a ray of light from the universe that is actually trying to guide you and say, like, hey, look, we're opening portals for you. We're opening doors for you. When one door closes, another one is going to open. You've got this. And your strength and your confidence and your fighting spirit is just going to allow you to go further and further and further in regards to this. It's absolutely incredible. It really, really is. You've also got the Eight of Wands, which shows a lot of options, opportunities, choices, lots of messages and communication is also coming through. You've also got the Seven of Wands, which shows you not giving up. I saw that with the Queen of Wands, right? With your male or female, I read energies in tarot, not specifically genders, but this is such a strong, dominant energy of not giving up. You are going to continue to fight. You've got a lot of fire energy, which shows that there's a lot of fire in your belly. You're going to be just like, you know what? It's now or never. Heck yes, I'm going to go towards the things that I want to go towards. I'm going to fight for the things that I want to do. I am going to be strong. I'm going to be confident. I'm going to be on it. Oh, look at this. You guys. Sorry, I'm trying to like... 11. Yes. Stunning. right? Stunning. 1111 means you're on the right path in your life. Even the Two of Wands kind of looks like an 11. I just feel like the next 5 months are going to be very, very transformational. You're just going to be on this level of like leveling up your path, your goals, your dreams. It's just all going to align. It really is. Death card, huge transformation. Okay, that huge transformation comes in again, October. There's something huge about October. I said this in the other two readings as well. I never really like talking about the other, like, pick a card readings that I do. For example, you know, in this actual video, the other two groups that I did, both of them pointed towards October. Something huge, a huge transformation in October. How is it that every single group has pointed that there's something in October? So that goes to show that it's a very, like, you know, a pretty widespread thing, which is not necessarily bad, okay? It's not bad because I see it actually being very good for you, but it's something that is just going to allow you to feel so much stronger, and it's like a sense of rebirth where things are so much better, so much greater, things are happening for your highest good. Also, 1111 is a sign of protection, okay? So don't be worried. Don't be worried. That's a huge sign and synchronicity that I literally just saw on my device. But obviously I can't like show you on my actual device. So I have to just grab my phone, which is on this side where my cards are. My, what do you call them? My drawer of cards, my storage for all my tarot cards. And sometimes I don't even have my phone around me. So it's just, sometimes these things just are meant to be, aren't they? So yeah, it's divinely led. Obviously, the spirit and the angel guides are saying that there's something really profound and strong that's going to happen. Look at that, the Ace of Swords. This is about you doing a lot of learning. So you may actually decide that you want to do some kind of learning or teaching. You want to learn something new. You might be really interested in documentaries or reading materials. It's very, very fascinating. You might even be scrolling on, like, you know, people's Wikipedia pages trying to find out more about, you know, certain situations. And also the star here is absolutely incredible. The star here shows a wish come true. So the next 5 months, there's going to be something that just gives you that wish come true. Now, let me try and figure out a month that really aligns to that. Ooh, we've all 4 of our cards here. I actually feel as well, you know, the sun here represents like a year, because you've got all of the zodiac signs going all the way around here with the planets. To me, I feel like by the time you get to the end of this year, so right, December, you will feel like a wish has come true. You will feel like there has been fulfillment, there has been progression, there has been strength, there has been confidence, there has been happiness, there has been, you know, so much clarity and victory also over your emotions, where you'll feel like, you know what? Yeah, okay, all these retrogrades are happening. Yeah, okay, all these planets are everywhere. But I am me, and I have confidence, and I can get through anything. And you're just going to really be in this position that is just so fulfilling for yourself. So the next 5 months is bringing you a lot of confidence. I feel like there's going to be a lot of healing and releasing that also happens as well. You may distance yourself away and use your sword to cut out certain people that are really not that great for you, or especially in a work environment or, for example, an education environment. If there are people that really annoy you or make you feel like you're less, you know, even family members perhaps that maybe just don't make you feel great, or people around you that don't make you feel great, I feel like you would distance yourself from those people as much as you can, because you can't always cut certain people out, but you can distance yourself. And for the people that you can cut out, I definitely feel like you're going to use your sword in a very unapologetic way for yourself, because it's going to give you more peace of mind. So to me, that's what the star here shows. It shows a wish come true, and it also shows you healing, releasing, and also using that sword to distance yourself and cut out certain people, and also being diplomatic with certain people as well, which can be really beneficial. The Six of Swords here shows you emotionally getting to a much, much better place, and we know that because we've seen that here as well, right? You're really going to get yourself to a very, very strong place, especially with the Ten of Cups. Emotionally, you're going to be in a very, very, like, prominent place where it's just going to feel peaceful and not as stressful, right? Because the Five of Wands here shows stress, okay? A lot of stress. So, you know, from August to September, you may find like, oh, things are just very chaotic, there's a lot going on, I don't know what the answer is, I don't know what this is, I don't know what that is. Then you're going to get yourself to that place. And the sun here shows that by the time you get to the end of the year, because this here literally to me is signifying a cycle and a year, you will feel so much more confident and so much happier and so much more like, okay, there are opportunities, there's growth, there's happiness, I feel fulfilled, I feel like things are going in the way that I want them to go into. And also, the sun here is about warmth and joy, so it's about you emotionally feeling so much more aligned to yourself and just feeling really happy, genuinely, just really happy. I think that's so amazing. Happy. It's something so simple, right? Happiness is something so simple, yet so powerful. And also the Page of Swords. This is about discovery. It's also about travel. It's about adventure. It's about finding new hobbies, goals, dreams, things that you really enjoy doing that can be so beneficial for you as well. And that's amazing. So you're going to be definitely doing a lot of soul searching, but at the same time, you know who you are and you're not going to give up. That's what I see. And lots of opportunities. This can be career-wise. This can also be potential options in regards to love as well, for those of you that are single. For those of you that are in a couple situation, I honestly feel like the Ten of Cups here is showing something very specific in October. Like something huge in October. Alright, so this is your reading, and if this resonated with you, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Do check out the description box below for information on private paid readings, free reading giveaway, and of course my intention items, which are on Etsy. And do take care as well. Stay safe, and I'm sending so much love and light to you all. Bye!